Okay.
Yeah, Lenir, I have started recording. You can start the program.
So, good morning to everyone. A new week has started, and we are here again, wishing to listen to the words of the wisdom of Sri Bagavath. So, hello, Sri Bagavath. Thank you for
Good morning.
for this meeting. And please, you can start. And
Okay. ஐயா அவருடைய நாய்ஸ் எல்லாம் வாய்ஸ் கரெக்டா இருக்கா சவுண்டு?
ஐயா உங்க வாய்ஸ் நல்லா கிளியரா இருக்கு. ஐயா உங்க வாய்ஸ் நல்லா.
அவருடைய
அவர்தான் நல்லா
லைனுடைய வாய்ஸ்
வாய்ஸ் நல்லா இருக்கு. உங்களுக்கு உங்களுடைய பேண்ட்வித் கொஞ்சம் லோவா இருக்கும் போல இருக்கு. சோ அதனால உங்களுக்கு
எங்களுக்கு நீங்க பேசுறதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் லோவா இருக்கு. நான் பேசுறது நல்லா இருக்கா?
கேக்குது, விட்டு விட்டு வருது. ஆனா கிளியரா
வேணுமா?
இல்ல சவுண்ட் வீடியோ எல்லாம் என்ன அதாவது இன்னும் இதுல பிரச்சனை வந்தான்னா உங்க வீடியோ ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு ஆடியோல பேசு.
சரி சரி. Good morning to all of you.
Morning.
Good morning.
morning.
We are meeting again this Sunday. Normally, the whole world is following any kind of religion. And in each religion, they promote devotion to God. But we are also, not in the name of God, because of our intellect, and we are naming at wisdom or our knowledge or our capacity of understanding. Thereby, we are promoting the same kind of devotion, but not towards God, then towards what? வீடியோ ஆஃப் பண்ணிடவா? சரி.
ஆமா.
இப்போ எப்படி இருக்கியா சவுண்டு?
இப்போ நல்லா இருக்கு.
நல்லா இருக்கு. So here, in the name of intelligence, we are promoting the same kind of devotion, but not towards God. But the main thing is that the devotion is the main thing. Whether we have it towards God or not, doesn't matter. The crux of the thing, the crux of the matter is the devotion. For example, we are I think I have already told the same example, but anyhow, we are repeating the same example. We go to a shop and we ask for a product, and the shopkeeper told us the thing is not presently is not available, and tomorrow morning you can have the article, and today you can pay the amount. So we have also paid the amount for the article, and the next day morning we go to the same shop. The shopkeeper is there. We ask the product, and he simply asked us, "What do you want?" And we told him that we have ordered and paid the amount for the product, but the shopkeeper simply refused that you have not paid anything. So what is the reason behind that? The shopkeeper is different. The owner of the shopkeeper may be one, but the sons of the shopkeepers may be many, and each and every time some new person will come. New son of the shopkeeper will be there, and we have ordered the product for another person, and we inquired about the same thing in a different person. So I insisted this example is that our conscious mind is moment by moment new. There cannot be any old consciousness forever. Each and every moment new consciousness is there. Our conscious mind is moment by moment new. So we think we are permanent. Our consciousness is permanent. Our conscious mind is permanent. The same conscious mind we are having 1 hour before is again continuing as the same consciousness after 1 hour. We think like that, but it is moment by moment new. So some way or other, we have to dismiss the reliability of our consciousness. That is the main thing. So what is the reason behind all those things is that our conscious mind is necessary to do our external duties, but at the same time, in spite of that, our conscious mind claims itself to be a permanent entity. Actually, there is no permanent entity as we think. It is moment by moment. Our conscious mind is moment by moment new. Even our memory may be old. At the same time, the conscious experience of ourselves is moment by moment new. But we think that we are a permanent entity, and thereby we are entertaining many kind of problems. So the main thing we have to understand is that the transitory nature of ourselves. The transitory nature of ourselves, we will not rely upon anything permanently. We will not have any fixed thing to rely upon. Thereby, we can very easily flow with the happiness. At least we try to keep anything according to our decision, according to our Any problem?
ஐயா மத்தியில நீங்க பேசுனது கேட்கல.
இப்போ கேக்குதா?
இப்ப கேக்குது, ஆனா கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லோவா தான் வருது. அது போன்ல ஸ்விட்ச் ஓவர் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்குமா?
בעצם כל הדתות בעצם מטיפות להתמסרות לאלוהים. וגם אנחנו, גם שרי בגבת, הדרך שבה הוא מציג את הדברים, גם מעודדת אותנו להתמסרות. התמסרות לא לאלוהים, אבל מה שחשוב זה שההתמסרות עצמה היא שלמה ומלאה, ולא למה אנחנו מתמסרים. לאחר מכן הוא המשיך והסביר על המיינד שלנו, על הנפש שלנו, ונתן דוגמה שהוא כבר נתן על אדם שהולך לקנות בחנות, והוא רוכש איזשהו מוצר מהחנות, אומרים לו שהמוצר לא נמצא כרגע, אבל שיחזור עוד כמה שעות והמוצר יהיה. הוא משלם על המוצר וחוזר אחרי כמה שעות, מבקש את המוצר, אבל בעל החנות לא רוצה לתת לו בטענה שהוא עדיין לא שילם. ומה שקרה שם זה שפשוט האדם שהיה בחנות התחלף. לבעל החנות יש הרבה בנים, ואחד מהבנים לקח את הכסף מהלקוח, ובן אחר לא ידע על זה, ולכן הוא לא רצה להביא את הפריט ללקוח, כי הוא חשב שהוא לא שילם. באותו אופן שבגבת אומר שהמיינד שלנו הוא זמני, הוא חולף, אין בו שום דבר קבוע. ובכל ה-conscious mind, הנפש המודעת שלנו, היא משתנה מרגע לרגע, כל הזמן. ולכן, אם אנחנו חושבים שיש בתוכנו איזושהי ישות קבועה והמשכית, זה מביא אותנו להרבה בעיות. כי אין שם ישות כזאת. אין ישות קבועה והמשכית בתוכנו. וכאן שרי בגבת עצר, ואם הוא חזר אולי נוכל לשמוע את ההמשך. שרי בגבת, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can.
I just translated what you said so far, and now you can continue.
Okay.
I stopped when you spoke about the transition, the nature of the mind, which is transient, and there's no permanent entity inside us.
Okay. And in the philosophy aspect also, the concept of Atma is introduced so that the Atma is away from our mind. So that is why they are giving secondary importance to the mind. and giving primary importance to the Atma. The main thing is that we have to give less importance to our mind, less importance to the conscious mind. So that is the main thing. So we may have some problem, we may have some good thing. So everything we have to give secondary importance. So that is the main thing. If we give primary importance to the experience of our mind, it may look good, but at the same time, it is a reason for our continuous problem. So all our problem, all our good thing or bad thing, everything we have to give as a secondary importance. Then only everything will be all right. It may look like some artificial, but at the same time, that is the science behind our experience, because each and everything it's momentary, but we are unable to understand the momentary nature of our experience, and we think as if it is a continuous experience, and thereby we are inviting trouble. So whatever we experience, it is just for a moment, and when it is happening, it is real, but in the next moment it is unreal. So that is a reality, that is the science behind all our experience. But we are unable to recognize the transitory nature of our experience. So that is why many religion, many concepts indirectly try to convey the same message. So that is the main thing behind all our philosophy, religion, and everything. So what we are experiencing here and now is just for a moment. The next moment, it is just like a memory, just like an ash, just like a shadow. For the present moment, it is a light. But in the second moment, in the secondary moment, when we recognize the light, it becomes a shadow. So that is the nature of each and every moment. So that is the science, that is the philosophy of everything. And if we are able to recognize the secondary nature of our existence, secondary nature of our experiences, then we will not give more importance, will not give undue respect, undue importance to our experiences. So everything must be come and everything must go. So easily come and easily go. So that must be the nature of our mind, that must be the nature of our experiences. Then there will not be any pressing problem in our life. So Lanier, you can translate all those things in your language.
Lalit, you have to unmute. Lalit, you have to unmute.
Thank you, Mr. Baba. אז מה ששרי בגבת למעשה אומר, זה שכל הדתות השונות, כל המסורות הרוחניות שמכוונות לשחרר את האדם, להפוך אותו לחופשי מסבל, הן עושות דבר אחד, הן פשוט אומרות לנו, אל תיתנו חשיבות גדולה למיינד המודע. יש משהו אחר שהוא קבוע, שהוא נצחי, ומה שאתם מרגישים, מה שאתם חושבים, מה שאתם חשים, כל התנועה הזאת של המיינד המודע שבעצם תופסת כל תשומת הלב שלנו, זה בעצם משהו מאוד זמני. הוא רגע אחד נמצא, רגע אחד אתה מרגיש משהו, ורגע אחר אתה מרגיש משהו אחר. ולכן כל המאמץ של כל התורות הרוחניות זה להגיד לך, תשמע, מה שאתה מרגיש, שאתה חושב, מה שאתה חש, אין לזה חשיבות מי יודע מה. יש משהו אחר, יש משהו אחר יותר עמוק, יש משהו אחר שהוא נצחי, יש משהו אחר שהוא מעבר לזמניות, והמסירות שלך צריכה להיות בכיוון הזה, ולא לתת את כל החשיבות ואת כל הערך למה שאתה מרגיש, למה שאתה חושב, למה שאתה חש, כי אלה דברים זמניים, חולפים. ואם אנחנו מבינים את זה, אנחנו יכולים להימנע מהרבה סבל בחיים שלנו. אוקיי, שבי בגבת.
Okay. So, if anybody wants to have any discussion on those line, we may proceed.
אם מישהו רוצה לשאול משהו או לדבר לגבי הנושא הזה ששרי בגבת דיבר עליו, אז אפשר לפתוח את המיקרופון ולדבר.
Vanakkam Ayya.
Vanakkam.
And then why Ayya, our mind thinks so, we always think that everything is continuous because of the memory?
Because of the memory. So that is also necessary. We have to take it as a permanent thing. At the same time, we have to understand we are temporary, we are transitory. Both we have to understand. It may look like permanent. That is also natural because of our memory. But at the same time, we have to realize the transitory nature of also, the transitory nature of our experience.
That is only for understanding.
Yeah, that is the part of understanding. That is the main crux of our understanding.
Thank you, yeah.
Okay.
Is this also an intellectual understanding or an experience?
Intellectual, because we are dealing with everything through intellect. So intellectual understanding is enough.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So that means we give less importance for those things.
Keep importance to those that keeping is an effort, but understand. If you understand, the understanding will operate on its own.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Bagavath? Can I
Okay.
ask something? So a natural thing that happens when people hear about the transitory state of our mind, that they say, but they say, I have feelings that they are not very transitory. I can go days and days on with some depression, or I can be occupied with some state of mind, and it's not coming and going, it's coming and staying with me for days and maybe even weeks. So how do you explain that it is transitory, although that the experience is that this kind of mood or feelings, they can stay with them for a long time.
But if for the beginners it is okay, but afterwards, if any feeling or any emotion we have managed to keep for more time, more period, naturally it will destroy the health of our body and our mind. So that is the nature of all experience. So whatever may be the experience, it must come and go. That is the healthy way of experiences. If you manage and through our practice or anything, if you maintain some kind of experience forever, it is like for at the same time, the sensitivity may be right, but at the same time, keeping some experience in the form of some experience. If any experience, it may be look good, it may look some satisfactory one, but in course of time, it will affect the health of our body and our mind. If it is, if you try in a permanent nature, if you try to keep it in a permanent nature, it will affect the health of our body and mind.
I mean, I don't mean practicing some state of mind, but I mean just like a depression coming or something like that. And it is not transitory. It comes for days and days. So, and the people say, well, this kind of depression is not transitory. It is staying with me for, it is coming, but it's not going.
But we are mistakenly repeating the same thing because of our repeating ourselves with the same thing. And then we are giving some unnecessary fight with our emotions. If you do not fight with our emotion, we have to take it wholeheartedly. Naturally, it will go away from us. Otherwise, we will be caught by the emotions, some kind of depression or some anxiety or anything. Only because of a wrong approach to that. If we give total freedom to that, it will also give freedom to ourselves.
So do you mean to say that when we resist depression, for example,
yeah,
then we prolong the presence of depression in the mind?
Yeah, that is the reason. That is the reason.
Okay, I will translate.
Okay.
אז התחלנו עם השאלה של ניר מלם, שהוא שאל את שרי בגבת לגבי למה אנחנו חושבים שיש לנו ישות קבועה. שרי בגבת אמר שזה בגלל הזיכרון, שבגלל שיש לנו זיכרון אנחנו מניחים שיש פה ישות קבועה, אבל זה פרקטי, אנחנו חייבים את הזיכרון, אנחנו לא יכולים לחיות בלי זיכרון. אבל בו זמנית לדעת שהזיכרון הזה הוא רק מכשיר לפעילות בחיי היום-יום, ולדעת שהטבע שלנו הוא טבע חולף, הטבע של הנפש שלנו. הדבר השני שדני שאל, אז האם זאת חוויה או התנסות, או שזה פשוט הבנה אינטלקטואלית, מה ששרי בגבת מדבר עליו, לגבי הטבע החולף של הנפש שלנו, ושרי בגבת ענה שזה רק הבנה אינטלקטואלית, שאם אנחנו מבינים את הטבע החולף, אז הדברים יסתדרו. ואז אני שאלתי לגבי רגשות שנראה שהם נשארים איתנו, למשל מגיע איזו הרגשה של דיכאון, שהיא לא באה והולכת, היא לא זמנית, היא נשארת איתנו להרבה זמן. ואז שרי בגבת ענה שהרגשות מהסוג הזה נותרות איתנו לזמן רב, זה קורה בגלל שאנחנו בעצם מתנגדים לחוות אותם עד הסוף, שאנחנו בעצם בסוג של התגוננות מפניהם, ואם היינו מאפשרים להם חופש גמור, אז הם היו באות והולכות כמו כל רגש אחר. That's it, Shri Bagavath.
Okay.
Surabhi has given a comment in chat. What we resist will persist.
What till?
Surabhi, what we resist will persist. So, Surabhi, you want to say something?
Not really. It was just a response, actually.
You want to ask some question to Aya?
What we resist will persist. That may be correct.
It's a question or it's a statement? That's what I was understanding what I was saying. Okay, appears to be a statement.
என்னுடைய வீடியோ தெரியுதா?
ஐயா வீடியோ தெரியல.
I will try. Actually, I'm on my phone and I'm not this, so I will try.
Yeah, your voice is not coming continuously. Take a try. ஐயா இப்போ வீடியோ
வருதா?
ஆடியோ இருக்கு.
Actually. Yeah, so what I'm saying is I noticed that there were certain feelings that I don't like how Lynn was saying about depression. So there are certain feelings that I feel just come in so unconsciously, and I keep on resisting it. So then I notice the more I resist, it will stay, it will not go. So Aya's words are so true, and if we remember them or if we know, then it is very easy.
Oh, it is okay. But actually, the person, the personality, the I consciousness, the me, which is resisting, is also a portion of our experience. The me is also a moment by moment new, as the emotions and feelings comes moment by moment. Each and everybody, everything is moment by moment new. So if something is taking as a stand to resist the other thing, thereby some way or other we have a static thing. Instead of having it as a liquid one, we trying to make it rigid. So the rigidity creates problem. The rigidity creates some resistance in the natural flow of our mind, the natural flow of our emotions. So if we give freedom to everything, so the freedom means we are not tightening ourselves. So we give total freedom, total relaxation to everything. So that is the essence, that is a natural requirement for our mind. So if we give total freedom to the natural function of our mind, it will be all right for itself.
The feeling will leave in a while. That's what you're saying, Aya?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. the feeling will go away and it will be replaced by another feeling. But we don't, we just know it is moment by moment, it is new. So
New.
these are feelings.
So when we want to resist, thereby we artificially create a artificial and some stable state, some rigidity. So the rigidity allows the claiming to be rigidity is the problem. So otherwise we are giving free, and we are liquidating everything. We are make it as a liquid. So the approach to make it as a liquid one, that is the way for our liberation. So we are giving freedom to the action of everything, freedom to the happening of everything. So that means we are giving freedom to everything, thereby everything gives freedom to ourselves also. Everything gives freedom to the me also.
Thank you, Aya.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lanier, you can translate.
Okay. So, אז שרי בגבת בעצם דיבר פה על המצב הסטטי הקפוא של ההכרה שלנו אל מול המצב הזורם, הנוזלי של ההכרה שלנו. והוא אמר שכאשר אנחנו בעצם מתנגדים למה שיש, מתנגדים למצב הנתון הפנימי שקורה עכשיו, אנחנו בעצם הופכים את המצב הנוזלי, את המצב הזורם של ההכרה שלנו, למצב קפוא, למצב תקוע. והמצב הקפוא והתקוע זה הגורם לסבל. וכאשר אנחנו מעניקים חופש מוחלט למה שאנחנו מרגישים עכשיו, אז בזה שאנחנו מעניקים חופש, אנחנו מקבלים חופש. האני כשלעצמו, זה שמתנגד, גם הוא חלק מתופעה זמנית שעולה ונעלמת. אבל כאשר האני הזה מתחיל להתנגד למה שמופיע, לרגשות מסוימים שעולים, תחושות או למחשבות שעולות, אז הוא הופך את עצמו למשהו קפוא, למשהו קבוע. והקביעות הזאת נחוות אצלנו כסבל, כי זה תוקע את הזרימה הטבעית של הדברים. אז כאשר אותו אני מבין את זה, כאשר אותו אני מבין שהוא הגורם לסבל בזה שהוא מתנגד למה שיש, אז הוא מרפא את האחיזה שלו, מרפא את ההתנגדות שלו, והזרימה שווה להיות זרימה טבעית מרגע לרגע, הוא זורם והדברים זורמים. ואז זה נחווה אצלנו כסוג של שחרור, המצב הטבעי, אפשר לקרוא לזה, המצב הטבעי של ההכרה. That's it.
Okay. Any discussions on this?
So is it this liquid state versus rigid state? Is it the same as awareness and thinking?
So the awareness is also moment by moment new. So when we hold on some experience, then only we try to create a rigidity. Otherwise, the awareness is there, the sensitivity is there, the sensitivity, awareness, everything is moment by moment new. There cannot be any rigidity in awareness, rigidity in sensitivity. So it is moment by moment new. It is natural. It is ever new. It is momentary. It is present. It is always in the present. But at the same time, only because of our memory, we want to have some certainty, some rigidity in our experience. So when the external world is concerned, we have to maintain some rigidity, some stability. So that is required. But in the psychological world is concerned, the natural flow alone must be there.
So yeah, the memory is only for the external world, not for the other part.
But anyhow, without our memory, our understanding also will not have any operation. We have to understand only with the help of our memory. We have to have some understanding with related to the function of our mind. So memory is somewhat necessary. Without them, with memory alone, we operate. Our mind operates our action. So we have to understand. Understanding also have some connection with memory.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, sorry, yeah, who balance those things? If the temporarily coming in the eye, that has to balance the everything. Not balancing understanding or doing things.
Understanding?
The temporary eye has to
Temporary eye. Oh yeah.
Has to balance in and out as well.
Okay.
That means the understanding, like where it should understood, whether it should function outside. So that should take, in a way, so balancing sort of stuff.
So the me, you are telling about the me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask?
Oh, okay.
I would like to ask about the action in the outer world, because if I want to do anything, I need an inspiration, a motivation, which comes from a feelings. And if the feelings all the time changing, how can I act for a plan, for a project, for a longer time?
So if from the external world is concerned, we must have some conclusion. So this I want to do. So we have to come to a conclusion. If we have the conclusion like this, the conclusion will act. The conclusion will be with you as a memory, and it will help. And then whenever you have some decision like this, naturally our mind will create some energy in the form of some emotion or anything to execute the success of our action, success of our plan. It may be continuous, doesn't matter. But anyhow, we must have some conclusion. The conclusion is necessary.
So I see. So the inspiration should come from the conclusion, not from the feelings.
So conclusion is the main thing. If you have the correct conclusion, the correct emotion will come. The correct feeling will come.
Okay, thanks very much. Really great help. Thanks.
Thank you.
Aya, can you please give an example of this conclusion? Is it possible?
For example, we
Yes,
want to go to a place, but we may be dull. For the before you come to conclusion, we may be dull. We need not go to anything. But at the same time, we decide we have to go there because it is very important. When we give importance to the going to that place, naturally some energy will come to you to go to the place. Otherwise, if you do not get any conclusion to go there, the energy will not be there. So before that, we may be dull, we may not have, because we don't have any work. For example, we place our hand in a table, and after our hand, we put weight of some 50 kilogram, and our hand will be crushed because we cannot have the energy to take the weight of 50 kilogram. But at the same time, we want to lift a suitcase and we have to take the suitcase along with us. Naturally, our hand will acquire the strength to take the luggage in our hand. So it will be powerful. Our hand will become powerful. So because of our decision, we have the energy to lift the suitcase of 50 kilogram. Otherwise, before that, the energy will not be there in the hand. So when we decide, the energy will come to the hand. In this way, when we want to do some work, naturally some energy will come to our mind also.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Aya, I understand what you are saying. Because of a decision, the energy will come inside, in that particular example, in the hand to carry the suitcase. Correct?
Yeah. Okay.
So I want to just apply it to my life. And so, for example, if I know that today is a Sunday and I have a holiday today. So I don't want to, if I don't plan my day, I will get feelings of boredom.
Yeah.
And I don't like feelings of boredom and, sitting and doing nothing and then feeling bad about it. Later, it will become regret feeling. Oh, whole Sunday went away. So to manage this situation, I make a plan for Sunday. And is that the same like a conclusion?
But here you are struggling with your emotions. Here,
Yeah.
the emotion is not the thing, but at the same time, we may have some work. If we have some work and we give importance to the work, some energy will come. The energy may be some exciting emotions may be there. But otherwise, we need not worry about our emotions. If you try to manage your emotions alone, it is just like dealing with our shadows. That is not necessary. The real thing, we have to deal with the real thing. If you deal with the real thing and real situation, that means through our conclusion. If we have our correct conclusion, this correct conclusion will create some energy, create some natural emotions to suit with the situation, suit with the requirement. But at the same time, we need not try to deal with your boredom. So dealing with your boredom means you are dealing with your energy. That is not necessary.
Right.
And this conclusion is not strengthening the me who thinks this is my decision, my conclusion, and it will make it again rigid.
So here we have to the conclusion. That means if you have the importance to the conclusion, maybe because of we need not catch hold of our conclusion forever. That is also not possible. But at the same time, if you give importance to that situation, importance to the conclusion, that means if you want to achieve something. That means we have to give importance to the achievement. That means you are come to a conclusion. It must be like that. Otherwise, if you do not have the thing, that will be, you will have to face many problems. So in this way, you are intellectually give some importance to the conclusion. Thereby, in the conclusion will operate on its own. Otherwise, if you struggle yourself to catch hold of your conclusion, that is also a struggle, become a struggle. But means we have to understand that in the form of understanding, giving importance to the conclusion means it is a kind of understanding. This kind of understanding will give you natural required energy.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Thanks very much.
Okay.
Shri Bagavath.
Okay.
I think maybe sometimes the problem for many of us is that we take our feelings as a yardstick to measure if everything is going okay. So if we are feeling good, then we think everything is good. And if we are not feeling good, then we feel something is wrong with our life. And we are seeking what is wrong with me inside, or maybe what is wrong with the outer life that I'm having, and trying to change and arrange everything so I can have a good feeling. So what would you say, let's take the problem of depression, and somebody is feeling depressed, and then how can you know if something is really not well in his outer life and he needs to change something? Or is it just a feeling that will come and go like every other feeling?
So, in this point of view, we divide ourselves into the internal and external. So, external world is concerned, there must be some arrangement. There is some good thing and bad thing, right thing and wrong thing. So, in the external world is concerned, we have to arrange things in a good and perfect manner. There we have to keep some order. But in the psychological world is concerned, it is just like a shadow. It may look like a real thing, and it may be some pressing thing. But at the same time, we have to understand that alone, our understanding comes for our help. So we have to understand, we have to totally accept ourselves. We should not struggle within ourselves. We should not fight with ourselves. So we have to take it as natural. Whatever comes in the psychological world, we have to take it natural. When we take it natural, then only there is some possibilities of setting right everything. So in the psychological world is concerned, it has to set right for itself. If you try to set right our psychological emotion, then that is the problem. So if you try to separate ourselves, then we have to permanently try to struggle within ourselves. Separate ourselves psychologically mean trying to fight with itself. So in the psychological world is concerned, there should not be any arrangement for ourselves. We have to accept it totally, wholeheartedly. That means the freedom is required in the psychological world. We have to give total freedom to the natural happening of our emotions. We have to wholeheartedly accept itself. But in the physical world, we need not accept. We have to take it right. But we have to face the problematic situation. Naturally, it will have some reflection in the psychological world also. So in this manner, we have to divide ourselves. Whatever comes within ourselves, we have to accept. We have to conclude like this. Whatever reflect like this, it is natural. In this peculiar situation, the unnecessary emotion will come. That is natural to the situation. We have to accept wholeheartedly. Then only everything will be all right on its own. If you try to, even though if you try to balance our mind, balance our emotion in a problematic situation, then we are giving our energy to psychological world. Here, psychological world is concerned, no energy, no attention is needed. Our attention and the energy is needed only to the external situation. But psychological world is concerned, we have to understand. Understanding alone is needed.
Thank you, Shrivan.
Okay. And you can translate your question and answer.
אז אני שאלתי את שרי בגבת, בעצם איך נוכל לדעת אם הרגשות שלנו, אם הן דורשות איזשהו שינוי בעולם החיצוני, או שהן סתם רגשות שבאים והולכים. אז שרי בגבת ענה שאנחנו מחלקים בדרך שבה הוא מסביר את הדברים, אנחנו מחלקים את העולם לעולם הפנימי והעולם החיצוני. אז מבחינת העולם הפנימי, אנחנו צריכים להבין שאין לנו שם עבודה לעשות. זאת אומרת, מה שאנחנו מרגישים הרגע, זה הדבר שאנחנו אמורים להרגיש. ככה הם פני הדברים, אנחנו לא צריכים לעשות עם זה שום דבר. אבל מבחינת העולם החיצוני, כאשר אנחנו מסתכלים על איזשהו מצב חיצוני, אנחנו, כמו שהוא אמר קודם, אנחנו צריכים להגיע למסקנה. אנחנו מסתכלים על הסיטואציה החיצונית, אנחנו אומרים, אוקיי, אז בוא נראה מה יש בסיטואציה הזאת ואיך אני אמור לפעול. אנחנו שוקלים את האפשרויות של הפעולה שלנו, ואז אנחנו מגיעים למסקנה מה אנחנו צריכים לעשות, ופועלים בצורה הזאת שאנחנו, ואם זה פעולה שמשנה את הנסיבות של החיים שלנו, אז זה בסדר. אבל אנחנו לא פועלים בכדי לשנות את העולם הפנימי. אנחנו פועלים אך ורק על מנת לשנות בעולם החיצוני, אם הגענו למסקנה והחלטה שזה מה שאנחנו צריכים לעשות. That's it, Shri Bagavath.
Okay. So in this respect alone, so in the spiritual world it is said, Aham Brahmasmi, everything is Brahman, myself is godly nature. So in this way, we have to convince ourselves, everything is good, everything is okay. So it is only purely psychological. Psychologically, we have to give okay to everything. Then when we give okay to everything, it will naturally blossoms. It will blossoms like this. Otherwise, if you do not struggle, if you try to separate anything, the trying to separate the thing alone is the problem. So we have to give total freedom. Freedom alone is the understanding. Freedom alone is the response we have to give to the psychological world. Liberation alone has to give. So it must be natural. There should not be any manual thing in the psychological world. We have to understand, if your understanding operates, that we have to give total freedom to everything happening, then it will blossom. So that is the psychological world is concerned. But this rule should not be applied to the external world. External world, there must be some order, there must be some arrangement. Okay.
אז שרי בגבת מוסיף ואומר שבמסורת ההודית יש את המשפט אני זה אלוהים, או שאני זה חלק מהאלוהות, שזה בא לשכנע אותנו ולתת לנו את הביטחון שכל מה שקורה בעולם הפנימי זה בסדר. לא חשוב מה אנחנו מרגישים בעולם הפנימי, מה אנחנו חושבים, מה אנחנו חשים, הכל זה בסדר, הכל זה חלק מהטבע האלוהי שלנו. וכאשר יש לנו את הביטחון הזה, את האמון הזה, שכל מה שקורה בתוכנו הוא בסדר, אז כל הדברים יכולים להגיע לפריחה. זאת אומרת שאנחנו מגיעים לפוטנציאל הפנימי האולטימטיבי שלנו. האינטליגנציה שלנו מגיעה לפריחה, כאשר אנחנו לא מתנגדים לשום דבר שעולה בתוכנו. ולגבי העולם החיצוני, שם אנחנו חייבים להפעיל שיקול דעת, חייבים להגיע להחלטות בהירות לגבי מה המטרות שלנו, ולחתור להשיג אותם. זהו. That's it, Shivago.
Okay. So when we give total freedom to the functioning of our mind, so actually, when we through our freedom, through our liberation, the sensitive part of our mind. So actually, our mind, the conscious mind is in this two form. The one part of our conscious mind is sensitivity. The other part of our mind is some kind of emotion or some kind of specific expression. Basically, it is sensitive. So the sensitive part becomes important. The experience become less important. The sensitive part get more important. So it is happening naturally, and we are not creating artificially. When we understand the secondary nature of our experience, and we give total freedom to the happening of our mind, total freedom to the expression of our emotion, thereby some submission of the expression part happens. Thereby, the sensitive part of our conscious mind takes the dominant role. So that is the main role of our mind. Sometimes it may be known as the Atma, spirit, or anything, but at the same time, only because of the submission of the expression, the submission of our emotions alone, the sensitive part takes the role. But it is not a effort, it is a natural happening. Yeah, it happens like that.
Well, I translate this.
Okay.
אז שרי בגבת למעשה אומר שלטבע המודע שלנו יש שני אספקטים. יש אספקט אחד זה הרגישות, אתה יכול לקרוא לזה המודעות, ויכולת התפיסה. והאספקט השני של הנפש המודעת שלנו זה ההתנסות שלנו. אז למשל, כשנגיד ניקח דוגמה, עולה פחד בתוך התודעה שלנו, אז יש אספקט אחד שיודע את הפחד, זה המודעות, הרגישות, עצם היכולת לתפוס את הפחד, ויש את הפחד עצמו. זה שני האספקטים שנמצאים שם בכל התנסות שלנו. כאשר ישנה הבנה בתוכנו, שאנחנו מאפשרים חופש מוחלט לפחד להיות כמו שהוא, מה שקורה זה שבמקום שהפחד יתפוס את קדמת הבמה, המודעות או יכולת התפיסה או הרגישות, היא תופסת את מרכז הבמה, והפחד, ההתנסות, מקבלת חשיבות משנית, ואז היא יכולה לזרום ולהתחלף. זה בשונה מהתרגול שבו אנחנו מנסים בכוח הרצון שלנו לקחת את תשומת הלב מהפחד למשל אל הצופה בפחד. זה תרגול שמערב את כוח הרצון שלנו, ולפעמים זה ילך ולפעמים זה לא ילך, וזה גם יוצר איזשהו מצב מלאכותי של מודעות. כאן שרי בגבת מדבר על זה שאנחנו בעצם מאפשרים לאספקט השני, לפחד, להתנסות שלנו להיות חופשייה, ועל ידי זה שהיא חופשייה, היא משחררת אותנו, וגורמת לנו להתמקם בתור ובתוך המודעות, בתור ובתוך הסנסיטיביטי, הרגישות או הפתיחות שהיא הטבע האמיתי שלנו. That's it.
Okay. Well, we can meet tomorrow, the next week. Goodbye to
Okay.
all of you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.